You're such an asshole.
America's older brother, the Dark Knight of advice columns, the Ann Landers who hates your guts, the IKEA of consultants, the guy who just wants your fucking money. Go to Cappy's, the beloved captain site, over at assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole, will give you the swift kick in the ass that you desperately need, but your parents were too much of pussies to give to you because we don't believe in spanking. I love how Stefan Molyneux was like anti-spanking. It's like, yeah, Stefan, your kid came from two incredibly high IQ parents. That's probably why your kid shuts the fuck up and does what you say. Meanwhile, I have all these tards that definitely need some negative reconditioning. Hi, Aaron. Your form submission wasn't working on my browser, so I'm shooting this over via email. Okay, guys, I found out. The world is not this. This is not the world. No. You go to a computer. Go to a computer, like an adult, and you send your questions in there. And then the submission, and I try to make a fair... Not this. Not that. This is not a computer. I know technically it is a microprocessor. This is not a computer. Go use a real fucking computer, send me your fucking request, and send me your fucking money. I have a few questions regarding entrepreneurship and starting my own business that I'm looking for your advice on. I would like a video response, please. Finding the motivation. Title, subtitle. I currently work as a trader for an investment management firm where I trade primarily bonds, foreign exchange, and the respective derivatives. I find my work to be exceptionally rewarding, and I'm enamored by financial markets. My co-workers are great. I earn just under $100,000 US, which isn't too bad for being in my mid-20s. No, that's great. While I love my work, I despise many aspects of working in a corporate setting, such as office politics, pointless work, duties stemming from working in a large corporation, poor management decisions, having to dress in a suit every day, shaving every morning, making sure I never say anything that could potentially offend someone. The list goes on, but I'm sure you get my point. Yeah, it's called a job, dude. I know you millennials were so lied to. Even more lied to than my generation, but that's a job. You are not paid, actually, for your skills. You are paid in a job to tolerate all the bullshit you just listed there. And no matter where you go, it's gonna be there. I've been trying to start my own business ever since I graduated university, but I can never find anything that I can stick with for more than a couple months. I usually get really excited when I come up with a new business idea thinking this is the one, but once I get to the crux of starting the business, I find myself losing interest, or I end up reaching a big hurdle that causes me to give up. Some examples of my failed business ideas would be selling vapes, creating hair and growth and weight loss supplements, starting a market commentary service, starting a Bitcoin brokerage, this was back in 2013, selling cosmetics, and a ship dropping business. Alright, all of those ideas are bullshit ideas except for the Bitcoin brokerage. And the reason right there is your business has failed is because you're pursuing lazy ideas, or at least not clever ideas. This is Me Too entrepreneurism. Like, oh, you're doing that? Me too. I almost want to say entrepreneurship has this innovative component to it. Like, you've got to come up with something, because then it gets easy. Then you're like, let's sell harsh cursing truths where I yell at people. Brilliant! Alright? No one does that. You have to do something that nobody else does. I don't say you have to. But, okay, drop shipping, everybody's doing it. I'm selling supplements online. Come on. Come on. Fucking hell. Really? Those, okay, yeah, it's entrepreneurship. But the laziness of your ideas indicates to me that you're lazy. Now, the Bitcoin brokerage, that would have taken that would have been opportune. And that would have taken a lot of work. But that shows you that, yeah, that would have taken a lot of work. I don't know how the other ones, they probably didn't make a lot of money, because you certainly didn't have to spend that much. I know you thought you'd spend a lot of time and effort on it, but no. Selling weight loss. Here's a website. But your penis will grow this big. My most recent idea was starting my own hedge fund. Okay, that's a serious one, but once I researched the regulatory steep capital requirements, I quickly gave up. All right, now that's not necessarily stupid, all right? I like an element, not a laziness, but ease. There's a difference, all right? That right there, yeah, a hedge fund, you don't have the capital or the time, and your life is way too short and you're way too precious and valuable to pursue something like that, all right? So again, you can look up at different videos, but one of the key things about having a successful business, well, what should I do for a business? I don't know, shut the fuck up and pay me money to not tell you what your business idea should be. But one of the traits is that it has low capital startup costs. It's something that you could do. All right. So if you don't make the money, if it doesn't turn a profit, what are you out? $500, maybe $1,000, maybe it's all right. You took your shot. So it's not that it's necessarily lazy, but that it's efficient and streamlined and clever. That's the real key thing about entrepreneurship is the innovation and the cleverness. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be Elon Musk. Building electric cars or launching shit up into space. But it can't just be me too entrepreneurism, okay? That's just lazy thinking. Never spent more than $500 starting these businesses, so the capital loss isn't my concern. Brilliant. Good move there. But being a serial failure is causing me to question if I have what it takes to strike out on my own. Dude, now you're being hard on yourself. You are trying. Even though a lot of these were shitbird attempts, you are trying. And the key to success is failure. You want to see failure? Look at Walt Disney. See how many times that guy filed for bankruptcy. And he did it dumber than you did. All right? You at least didn't file for bankruptcy. You took you took a modicum of risk. This guy would file for bankruptcy all the time. Let's reckon on my own. I feel like I have a risk aversion bias causing me to rationalize reasons why I should give up on an idea and not pursue it any further. No, you should have risk aversion. You don't want to file for bankruptcy, let alone waste your time or your fucking money. That's good. Like, see, if I was a banker, which I was at one time, I'd like to see this before. Yeah, and this is another thing. This guy cashed in his entire 401k to buy and renovate. Not buy. Not there's a bar and it's making money. We got income tax returns to show it's making money. To take a money-losing business, renovate it, and buy and renovate a bar. That's dumb. I said, don't renew that loan. Oh, you have to. We're already in it for $2.1 million. So there's nothing wrong with being risk averse. You want to succeed. And again, you have the self-respect to not waste your time. So you're all good. I think it's just that creative, innovative aspect that you're getting in. My main question is, how can I keep myself motivated long enough to actually see if my business ideas work and if it's actually worthwhile to continue investing time and money into it? I don't think as myself as a lazy person, since I work 10 to 12 hours a day, study for the CFA 1 to 2 hours a day and work out 3 times a week. Dude, where are you coming up with time to even pursue entrepreneurship? I'm usually pretty good with pursuing delayed gratification type activities except for this. You don't have the time. And how are you going to tell if it's actually worthwhile to continue investing money into it? You'll be making money. That's how you'll know. It's like, holy shit, I'm making money. Recipes for a successful business. My second question, well, okay, let me answer this. That's how you'll know, all right? You'll make money. And let's focus on being clever. Let's focus on something that you're like, hey, I don't have to spend a lot of money. No one's really come up with this idea before. And I can test launch it for money that I can afford to lose easily. Those 3 qualities and traits, let's focus on that, all right? But more importantly, I would not let this failure deter you. I guarantee you there's some entrepreneurs right there right now who are saying, like, he only spent how much? He never filed for bankruptcy? Good for him. You're doing it the smart way. And keep in mind what you're trying to do. How many people are entrepreneurs and are their own boss? Think about it that way, statistically speaking. What percent are actually self-employed on their own and answer to no one? Less than 1% of the population. So you tried 5 things, so what? It might take 100 things. You're trying to aim for something that is so small a target and so rare that you are going to fail the vast majority of the time. I'm trying to get you to aim a little bit better into a better zone, better target. I'm still going to guarantee you're going to fail another 5 to 6 times. I can't guarantee you. The next time might work. But you cannot let failure deter you. And you have not failed. Fail is like you got a credit score of 300 because you bought a water park because you were a fucking moron, which I've dealt with. All right, you are being very smart, but there's a lack of creativity and innovation. Drop shipping, cosmetics, dick enhancement. It's like, okay, all right. Enough of that fucking QVC TV bullshit. All right? Recipes for a successful business. My second question is, what are some initial indicators that your business idea will take off? I know you alluded to this as saying how sports bar and trinket shops are generally being poor choices, but what would be some signs that your business idea is actually a good one? I figure things like high demand, high barriers to entry, and little competition are some of the more textbook answers to this question, but there are some more anecdotal indicators like my friends and families being interested, or the business developing organically from a hobby. That's a good one right there too. That's absolutely. Have you ever come across a small business in your banking career or personal life where you thought, wow, that idea is really going to work? What were some of the reasons that made you think that? All right, in banking, I never came across an idea where I was like, that's going to work. And they did. Because it was inferior people with inferior bankers lending and borrowing from one another. Small businesses, I hate to keep using asshole consulting, but that I didn't think it was, but that speaks more to your hobby. Also, let's while we're on the topic, I would start looking at what you're being asked to do by other people. That had to be an example. Like, people were sending me, fan mail, but they're really more questions, like I get on asshole consulting, and sometimes you got to stop and listen to what the world's telling you. Another thing was, again, I taught ballroom dance classes. Again, not a big thing, but low startup cost. Didn't cost me much. And also, I was making $350 an hour on my first dance classes. Oh, it'll become apparent when your business idea is working. But, what are the variables and traits? Again, low capital. Low capital. Another thing is that you could trial run it. See if it works. See if, like you build a prototype and see if that works. But yeah, just stopping and listening to see what the world is going to tell you, and low capital startup costs that you can afford to lose. That's what I would say. Nothing that you've seen before. Yeah, you don't want to open up an ice cream parlor. You don't want to open up a gas station. You don't want to sell cell phone cases, all right? It's got to be something different and unique. The hobby thing, that opens up kind of a realm of entrepreneurship where you become an internet personality. So you have Let's Play, where people are paid money to play video games. Of course, they typically have big boobs and are the female persuasion, which you are not. But who knows? I never thought that this would happen. So that's something that maybe you do something online, socially online. All these people, the girlfriend listens to all these shows about renovating houses. Oh, who knew? Who knew? Girls talking about makeup. Again, you're not a girl, but something like that. That might be worth it, where you have a hobby that you could monetize down the road. All right? But as for what the traits are, again, clever. No one's thought of it before. You can trial run it at least, or launch it without large capital costs. And so what I'm recommending you do, and this is what I recommend everybody do, look, you've had great ideas in the past before. Did you write them down? No, you didn't. Always grab your phone or grab a piece of paper and write them down. You wake up at 3 a.m., you got to take a crap, you go to the bathroom, and you get a great idea. Oh, I'll remember it tomorrow morning. No, you won't. No, you won't. Write that fucker down. All right? Always be on the lookout to solve annoying problems. This annoys you. I'm annoyed. You got to learn, like, why am I annoyed? Can I solve this problem because it's annoying me? It's likely annoying everybody else. I have another idea. But I won't mention it because I'm going to try it later on. But I will give you a hint. I was driving in the car and there was something annoying me. I said, I declared, thus, hark, this is annoying me. And I said, aha, forsooth, whence cometh? I shall solve this annoying problem by creating an innovation. And I wrote it down. And I just don't have the time to pursue it right now. But that is what I would recommend, is stop trying to seek it out. Let life happen to you where you're like, got a keen eye looking out for entrepreneurial ideas that are both good and bad, like annoying, I'm going to solve a problem, or wow, there's this great opportunity here. But don't sit and try to figure it out. Let life happen to you. Keep your mind open and your eye keen for business ideas, and they will happen. This might take years. It might take years. But it's possible. It will happen. Buying a pre-existing business. What would your thoughts be on taking on a loan and buying an established business? Hang on, let me go over here. Oh, come on, Cleary, type it in the right way. Come on. Come on. Oh, the internet is so slow. Come on. Okay. There we go. What would your thoughts be on taking on a loan and buying an established business? I'm thinking something along the lines of a liquor store, a small automotive shop, like a quick lube or a brake shop. Okay, like a franchise, all right, not against it. Somewhere the demand is always steady and people will always have a general desire or need for it. Aside from the main issue of taking on a loan to finance the purchase, do you see any problems with taking this approach? All right. There is a lot more to the world of buying a small business than you think. And this comes into the realm of franchising and all this other stuff. You will. I'm not against it, but you got to do it right. I'm also going to help out a sponsor of ours because you need this sponsor before you go and do this. You want to go to businessbuyeradvantage.com. I'm not saying it to plug him because he's paying me. I'm saying that because of that. And if you're going to go down this route, you will definitely want to consult David Burnett is the guy named businessbuyeradvantage.com. The reason, again, I'm not against it. Franchises can work if you have enough capital and you put the right management in there. And you are right, these kind of commodity-like value, oil changes, fast food, Subway, whatever, that stuff will always be in demand. But this world, there's so much stuff that these people can do. They can window dress their financial statements, look like the company's making more. They could be on a lease that's about to end. A common thing in franchises is where they're like, okay, the franchise contract runs out. You want to go buy this franchise. Oh, look at them, they're making money. Little did you know that they sold out of the franchise because that next year, the corporate headquarters was going to require them to make a bunch of leasehold improvements and renovate the thing and incur $150,000 in upgrade maintenance costs. So again, I'm not against it, but you got to do it right. And I've seen a lot of this where, the son would go to buy out the dad's, I don't know, dental practice. Never had a dental practice. Trucking company. And you get these financial statements like, who the fuck is your accountant? God, is it Barney Rubble and he's drunk while Betty's giving him a blowjob? What the fuck are these numbers? And you find out, oh, the missus does the numbers. She go numbers. And they always talk like that because they're a bunch of trailer trash hicks. And then you talk to Betsy or Peggy Sue. Well, I just add up the numbers and I subtract them out. And the IRS never gives a shit because none of these people ever made no money. And you don't even know if this company's making money or not because their accounting is so horrible. So now you got to do this extra or external accounting to kind of ballpark whether or not this company's making money or not. There are so many landmines that can occur with buying another business, a pre-established business. You're definitely going to want to spend $1,000 or $2 hiring David out. All right? businessbuyeradvantage.com. But cross that road when you get there. But you're going to need a lot of money. Thanks for your help. You may call yourself an asshole, but I think you're doing the world a huge service. Well, I am, but I'm getting paid for it. If more people listen to your advice, this world would be a much better place. Yes, that is true. If I'm ever in Minneapolis area, I'd love to buy you a beer. Cheers. All right. Here's one final thing I want you to consider, all right? You are 25 and you make 6 figures. 6 figs. And you think there's a better world out there. And there is. There is. But damn it, dude, you got yourself a damn fine world. You're in the top 1%. Maybe not the 1%, like hanging out with Bill Gates. But in terms of 25-year-olds and the position you are in life, you're way ahead of me, dude, when I was 25. I would appreciate what you have. There's nothing wrong with you making $100,000 a year at 25 with little to no debts. And instead of entrepreneurship, what I might recommend for you is there's nothing wrong with you saving up a bunch of money, buying a bunch of rental properties, if you do it right, and this kind of goes along your franchise idea, everybody needs rent, or maybe buying storage properties and you pay cash for them and you just collect a rent check. It's not exciting, it's not sexy, it's no silverdollar-bikini.com, I know. But you know what? Entrepreneurship, in the end, doesn't have to be sexy. It just has to pay you your fucking money, and you don't have a boss. And I'm thinking that's probably your best opportunity right now, is just save, you have what's called it. I would have killed to be making 6 figures, although roughly $65,000 back when I was your age, to be working in the financial markets. You have what's it. You have this ability. Don't worry about office politics. Don't worry about cocksuckers. You're doing it. You're making the money. And I think that's a better opportunity that you're unaware of, where you just squirrel away, save your pennies and dimes, and then you start buying assets that generate some kind of passive income. And I think you stand a higher chance of doing that than this get-rich-quick scheme. I'm not saying don't try. I like how the fact you're trying these different little things. I think you need to turn it up a little bit on the creativity and stop doing basic bitch entrepreneurship where it's Me Too entrepreneurship. I'm not against down the road if you have millions and you do your homework and you hire David to do the franchise thing. But right now, do not underappreciate your current situation. You're doing really good, and I think something as boring as rental property, preferably not humans. You don't want a residential rental. I kind of think storage is kind of a good thing because you're not dealing with people, you don't have to deal with the laws. Again, it depends on where you live. But that might be something you should consider. You're making great capital now. You do this 10 years in a row, you save away $40,000, you live a minimalist life. Now you got 400 grand cash. And man, you can build a position of fuck you pretty quick. So like 40 grand, 10 years, you're 35. Yeah, all of a sudden you're looking retirement at 35 or kind of going on your own. That's not bad. I know 35 seems like a years, and it is years away. But it'll come up sooner than you think. And I would not give up what you're doing now. Dude, you get your CFA? Fucking hell, Christ, you know, again, you'll make a lot more. So I think that might be your best option right now. And maybe as a hobby, you throw some, try something on the internet. Don't be political. Don't put your name out there. But yeah, I think it's your career that you're best at, right? Yeah, obviously, that's where you're being most highly compensated for. So. All right. You guys got questions, the old Captain got answers at asoconsulting.com. Check out all the links in the description below. If you want to support me and give me money, buy a book, go through Amazon affiliate, read my blog, listen to the podcast, and all the other great shit that I do on a daily basis, which it's getting in the way of my hiking. I'm getting whiny and complainy. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.